Good evening. Thank God it's Friday. Wherever you're doing the watching, wherever you're doing the listening, you're welcome to Penny Radio and PenyGH. Remember, we live both on Penny Radio and PenyGH on YouTube. Okay, so if you're not joining us, if you're not tuning in, you're welcome to Penny Radio and PenyGH. Today is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. And it is Tell Me About It. Tell Me About It with Ezekiel is live on YouTube, PenyGH, and live on Penny Radio. So wherever you're doing the listen, wherever you're doing the watching, you can share your comments with us. You can send your questions coming in. All right. So AC is here in the studio with me. Okay. Today we I want to gossip smart. Today we're talking about something so sensitive, and the person who is talking about the whole thing is I don't want to say it. I just want her to say it herself. All right, so it's a good evening and welcome.
Good evening and thank you.
Kindly check your microphone for me because I cannot hear you.
Oh yes, it was off. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. All right. How are you doing today?
I guess I'm okay.
Great. You keep.
I keep guessing I'm okay.
Yeah. So you keep guessing. Do you want me to gossip about, or you tell them?
Well, gossip. Should we get gossip as a topic one of these days?
I think we should. Gossiping is sometimes it's nice though.
It can be good. It can be bad.
Yeah, sometimes gossiping is nice. And today, what are we talking about? I don't want to gossip.
We are talking about stress.
Stress. All right.
Stress. Stress.
Okay. All right. So if you're talking about stress, then I want to now gossip.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So gossiping helps. Sometimes it helps you release the stress.
Is that what you're taking this?
Anyway, I don't even know what stress is, but I know. I've heard someone say it. Alex told me that if you gossip,
you can release stress.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So if I'm telling lies, Alex told me. So Alex is here. He's in the studio. It's sad you cannot see him. You're hiding him. And so you welcome. Thank God it's Friday. Priscilla, I'll tell you. This is just. I'll tell you. Priscilla want me to gossip. I'll do the gossip. You know, when men do the gossip, it travels faster than the women.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we know that.
Is this not a stereotype?
What? Okay, Priscilla, she's trying to bribe me. Okay, so I'll let her do her thing. All right, so Essie, since we're talking about stress, we've not had any question so far. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think the questions will come.
I guess we're already stressed talking about stress. The topic itself is making us stressed.
Yeah. So tell us about stress. Tell us something about stress. Yeah.
I think everyone knows a thing or two about stress, but then when we talk about stress, it is a feeling of emotion or physical tension that we have as humans. And then the one thing about stress is that it can come from any event or thought that makes you feel frustrated, angry, or nervous. So when you're stressed, you'd be feeling this anguish, either angry. You know, everyone has a way they behave or react when they are stressed. And then some feel frustrated, very frustrated. Others feel very angry, and then others feel nervous when they are stressed because they do not know what to do when they are stressed. But then stress is basically our body's reaction to a challenge or a demand we are supposed to give out. So stress can be positive, and then it can be negative as well. when I talk about positive stress, I'm talking about stress helping us avoid danger, or stress helping us meet deadlines. Because when I'm stressed out and I'm supposed to meet a deadline, probably on Monday at work, because of the stress I'm feeling, I'll definitely want to hit the deadline and then finish, and then it will just free me so.
Sure.
So that kind of stress is positive because it's helping me meet my deadline, and then it's helping me avoid the danger of probably having to speak to my boss, who would probably have to say you didn't do your work well or stuff. So that is the kind of stress I'm talking about. So stress is basically normal.
Okay.
It's a normal feeling. When you're feeling stressed, it's normal. But then it becomes something serious when you have like this particular stress going on for more than a week or two or month. That is when it becomes an issue. So basically, there are two types of stress. There's the acute stress, and then there's the chronic stress. I think I read somewhere there are three, but then I only know of the two: the acute stress and then the chronic stress. So those two are the kind of stress, the types of stress we would be talking about today.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So talking about, with what you said, I want to find trouble for myself. Okay, that when some people are stressed up, it makes them angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what Alex is going through now. All right, so this is what we're talking about today. Okay, we're talking about stress. We're talking about stress, and you've heard the two types that we're talking of. If you know of any other type, you can share with us. Okay, in the comment section, you can share with us in the comment section if you know about any type of stress that we've not mentioned here. You can share with us. There could be so many. Okay,
yeah,
but because of our time, I think we want to limit it to the two. All right, so she mentioned that stress can be good and can be bad.
One thing about everything in this world is that it has a positive impact and definitely a negative impact on us. So it becomes something when the stress we feeling moves on from having a positive impact on us to a negative impact. That is it.
Okay.
So I think we should talk about the two. Let me just define both
Sure.
types of stress. When we talk about acute stress, it's the short-term stress that goes away quickly. Those are the kind of stress you go through when you have to probably turn in a paper, or when you're preparing for an examination, or you have a deadline to meet. It goes away quickly. Let me use this example. When I'm driving, which I don't know how to do, should I be driving and then probably I'm about to hit a car? The rate at which I'll just hit the brake, then I do chill. That kind of stress I release becomes acute stress because it was in the moment I had to stop so that I don't end up hitting someone or hitting the car in front of me. And when you have a fight with your partner or your family member, you realize that you get so angry, or you decide like so nervous, depending on the kind of person you are. You just get angry or nervous, and then you just leave the room, or you continue to fight to release your stress, whichever way it is. That is acute stress because it's something done in the heat of the moment. You do it and then you're done, and then it goes down.
Okay.
So stress can actually help you manage dangerous situations like acute stress. Because you're stressed, you want to fix the issue there and there now, and then you want to just get it done and over with. So you can get stressed when you're trying to venture out something new, something exciting. There's this thing that I heard somewhere, was it one of these podcasts I listened to, saying that your first few episodes of whatever you do is going to suck. So the first 5 write-ups you do is not going to be really good. The first things you do is not going to be nice. You can go back to probably 5 years ago when you started acting and you realize that it's not really what you expected of yourself. The same way you can go back and then you realize that the things that you've been doing is not what you, because you keep on improving. But in that particular time when you start to do it, you realize that you're so stressed, and then you're excited, but then you're stressed because you want to do this. When you resume school for the first time, for instance, let's say the government tells us that we are going back to school in September. That particular first day you're supposed to go to school, you realize that you are so anxious and stressed that you wake up earlier than usual, and then you get to the workplace or the school very, very early because it's your first day. So when you're starting something new or exciting, stress can be of good help to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So talking about talking about starting something new. I think so. So what happens to me every day? Well, when I'm starting something new is stress. Because anytime I'm about starting something, and I'm in front of so many people, I begin to sweat. I feel uneasy before I start that thing. I thought it was just shyness. I didn't know it was stress.
No, it's like the pressure that is being put on you. I remember my very first time I was supposed to, I think it was lectures at church. How do I explain lectures? Whatever. I was supposed to read at church my very first time. I felt I was actually going to die because there was this whole tension and then stress I felt at that very moment. I didn't know it was stress by then. I didn't know I was being stressed because I was continuously trying to get the whole thing right, putting this whole pressure on myself. So doing something new for the first time, you definitely get anxious or something.
Okay.
Because acute stress is something we all feel one way or the other at one time in our lives. If you continue, as we continue to go, we'll still feel stressed. Sure. You will still feel stressed when you're going to start something new because of the pressure that is going to be on you to do it right, and then do it well and do it very well.
All right. So I think it's the edge for perfection.
Exactly.
That brings. All right. So we're talking about stress. Talking about just relax. Okay, stress kills. So acute stress. I didn't know. I thought it was Charlie, I'm shy. So when people, but the way you like talking in front of people and you are talking about shyness, I didn't know. So please, next time when I say I'm shy, tell me, Master, you are stressed.
I think there's actually a difference. Sometimes there's social anxiety as well. I think that's what we'll be talking about next week, social anxiety and pressure. That is different from being stressed out.
Okay.
There are some people, naturally, they are not able to go out in front of others to probably perform or something. They are they are with themselves, and then they feel so anxious that they are not able to do anything. That is different from stress. But stress is when you kind of put this whole pressure on yourself that, will I do right? Like, it has to be right. It has to be perfect. Like, you put your whole, it's new. So you have those different nervous feelings that you want to do. But when you get angry at another person and then you are so stressed, sometimes when you're so stressed and someone is trying to talk to you, you get so pissed, you're like, just move away. Yeah. So there are levels of stress. Levels of stress.
So that there are levels.
Yeah.
Okay. So acute stress. Okay. You if you've ever experienced one, just like saying stereotype of gossip. Priscilla, she pushed me. I couldn't say. So she stressed me up. Okay? I think that this one is acute because I started sweating from my forehead. Okay. So if you have any experience of this acute stress, kindly share with us. Okay, we want to hear. If you're doing the listening on radio, you can share with us on WhatsApp 0543829571. All right. So do we have more on this acute?
I just remembered a friend, a particular friend. Anytime she's supposed to answer questions in class, she has this stress all over. Should I answer the question or I shouldn't answer the question? And then she'll be like, today I'm going to answer a question in class. I'm going to really answer. And then at the end of the day, the lecture would end and then you realize that she didn't answer any question. And then when she's called upon to do those presentations, she'll just be hiding. But then when she comes up and then she's pointed, you realize that she does it so perfectly and then effortlessly. But because of the stress and then the kind of pressure she puts on herself, she's like, can I do it? Oh, I can't. So stress is there are some people, it has gone on for continuously. That is what is called as the chronic stress.
Oh, okay.
So when it goes on continuously, you realize that it affects your everyday life. You're not able to do things probably the way you would want them to do. You would want to do your things, and then you realize that it affects you. You're not able to live your life comfortably because you're stressed out every now and then you're thinking of what ifs.
All right. So the acute stress is just for a short moment.
Yeah,
a
short moment.
Period, and
Yes.
then it goes.
It goes.
Away. All right. Okay. So do you have any experience on any of these types? Share with us. Okay. Priscilla, what is your experience? Share with us. You want to know. I think with this particular one, the acute one, each and every one.
Yeah. Oh,
each
yes.
and every one.
So many times. If you really go back, so many times that's why I said one way or the other we've been stressed out, like one way or the other. Because school alone stresses us out. Church stresses us out. Like, for instance, me, church sometimes stresses me out. Someone would ask, like, how come? But, like, church stresses me out. School stresses me out. Work stresses me out. Every damn thing stresses me out. Because of the edge of, like, doing it. I want to do it so well. That way, there wouldn't be any backlash. Okay. But I think I've got to understand that, like, whatever you do, you still get that kind of backlash, whether good or bad. So, like, you just got to live with it.
All right. So, Priscilla is asking, accused or acute?
Acute. Yeah, ACUTE.
So, Priscilla, stop accusing us, okay? It's acute. CUTE. ACU. All right. Thank you very much, Priscilla. I'm a Bruno man, okay? So sometimes my pronunciation is some way. So stop accusing me, okay? It's acute.
Acute.
All right.
Acute.
So please share yours with us. So Priscilla, now that you know, share your experience with us. We still here. Tell me about it with this, okay? We're talking about stress, okay? Just relax. Stress kills, okay? Okay, all right. So we're talking stress here this evening. Thank God it's Friday. Today happens to be the 28th of August. The month is really running, and
the year has already ended.
I think it's stressing some people up, whether it's acute or not. Alex, what are you doing?
The year itself has been stressful. This particular year has been stressful. To me, right. I can't talk about someone else. Some people will know.
Yeah, it's true.
Because I'm surprised we are in August already. So this August itself is stressful.
All right. So tell us about it. Can we do more on the
chronic stress?
Yeah, chronic.
Well, we can actually start citing examples on some of the chronic stress.
Okay.
Do you know when you can really have like chronic stress? When you have money issues. When you are extremely broke. To the nonsense degree. when you are broke or when you don't have money, and then like you don't know when you're going to get any money. Like, I'm broke, I don't have money this August, and I don't even know if I'll get money probably next week September, and I don't even know when. You realize that I'll be so stressed that it would be continuous because I have no money on me, and then you realize that I change. My mood changes because as I'm talking, the whole mindset is on like money. So the fact that you don't have money or you have money issues can also lead to chronic stress. And you may not even realize that you are being stressed out because you don't even have money, because you probably be brushing it off. Work out. Meanwhile, you know that there's so need baby and also say like, I know we believe in God definitely, but then physical wise, is not there.
Oh my word.
So when you're stressed out because of money issues, it can move from acute to chronic when it becomes like systematic, or when you like when you don't have money continuously for like a year or two, or weeks or months. It can be so stressful. Another way you can also have this chronic stress when you have an unhappy marriage. It drains you emotionally when you are unhappy, probably not necessarily marriage, but when you're unhappy in your life, or when you feel you are lonely, and then it goes on for like a very long time. You realize that you get stressed out. So as a free and all that kind of things. Okay. So this particular chronic stress is when it goes on for weeks and then months, and then you don't even realize that you are being stressed out. And when that happens, you realize that it will lead to diseases or like health problems. It will lead to health problems. Let me not say diseases, health problems. health issues, because you have to obviously find a way to manage it. But if you don't even realize that you're having a chronic stress which is being repeated, then
All right.
yeah.
Then it turns from bad to worse.
Yeah.
All right. So it means that one can graduate to the other.
Yes.
So does that mean that if the moment you see the acute one, you need to start managing it?
No, it depends. So let's say I have to submit a project on like Monday. And then I realize that I'm being stressed out. I know it's because it's an acute stress, and then I'll definitely finish on Monday. And after Monday, when the project is done, like I'm finally free, it's gone. But then when after, like let's say after Monday, the project is done, and I'm still stressed out about the same project or something else, that is when you know that this is not like a normal stress. It wasn't because of the project you were being stressed out. It's definitely something else that was adding up to it, making you think it was the project. So when it goes on for weeks and days, like in days, and then it turns into months, you realize that you're still stressed out every day in and day out, you're stressed, and you know that, okay, then you have to really do something about it because it has moved.
All right. So this brings me to my question. Can stress really kill?
Well, it can. It can. Anything can kill. So, because if you are stressed out and then it goes on and on, it can lead to depression.
Okay.
And when it leads to depression, you realize that you can think of committing suicide or killing yourself because you're stressed out and now you are depressed, and then you've withdrawn yourself from the whole world and you think you're not important, you think you have to die, you're going to end up killing yourself. So stress can kill.
Sure. All
Definitely.
right. So stress can kill. So wherever you are, be careful. Be careful you do not let your acute stress graduate. You do a virtual graduation for your stress. All right. So wherever you're doing the listening, wherever you're doing the watching, you can be a part of the program. Share your experience with us. Okay. Today we're talking about stress. Okay. We're talking about stress. We've mentioned the acute stress and the chronic stress. And we've said that the acute one is for a short period of time, but then the chronic one stays a bit longer. We've also heard that anything can kill. So stress is part of anything. So stress can kill. If you disagree with us, you can share with us in the comment section. If you also agree with that, you can contribute, okay? You can share with us on WhatsApp 0543-829571. Or if you're doing the watching on YouTube or Facebook, you can share with us, okay? All right. Is there any other thing we should know about this type?
Sure. Yeah. Like I said, stress is positive because it helps your body. Your body reacts to stress by releasing hormones, and then these hormones makes the brain more alert to get something done, or it causes your muscles to tense up and then increase your pulse. Like now, like yeah. So in the short term, the reaction of you releasing the stress is very good, and then it can help you handle any kind of situation that you find yourself in. So it is a way. Stress is in a way protects the body, or it protects you from any situation or any danger that you are going to face. So stress is good, but then when you have the chronic stress, your body ends up staying alert for like a very longer period of time, and then though there is no danger, you know that there is no danger, you have no deadline or anything, but then because of the stress, you're always alert, and then that can be very dangerous, and over time, you, like I said, you put your health at risk, and you can get diseases. Should I call it diseases? You can end up having these high blood pressure, the heart diseases. You can even end up being diabetic because of the stress that you put yourself into. Right. And then you can become obese because of the stress that you put yourself into. So stress in its way can lead to depression and then anxiety as well. And then the menstrual problems.
Okay.
I know we all have did I say we all? I know girls go through menstrual pains and stuff, but then when you're stressed, I don't know, the kind of pain you feel would be different from the pain you feel on a normal day. Okay. So stress can make your menstrual problems like really difficult. And then you can get skin problems like pimples.
Okay.
Because of the stress you are going through. So all those stress is good for us. We are supposed to manage it that way. It doesn't affect our everyday lives.
All right. Okay. So one thing I've picked here is that stress can strengthen you.
Yes.
It can toughen you up.
Yes.
For greater. I think then can we advise Alex? So Alex, take this one as an acute stress, okay? And this will toughen you up for bigger projects. All right. So Priscilla is saying that he said, "Please, I wasn't accusing you. Is the stress not getting the word?" All right. So you have it now. Okay. Okay. So that's what I've learned. That stress can toughen you up.
Yeah.
And make you strong.
It can make and unmake you, depending on the individual. You know, not everyone can really go through stress and come out the same way. But then there are some people, they go through stress and then it ends up with depression and then they end up like.
Okay.
So you're supposed to manage it. Sure. Like stress is good, but then it's supposed to be managed. It shouldn't be given the way that, okay, because I'm feeling stressed and then it can make me become like a tougher person, I should allow it. No, not at all.
All right.
For like a short moment, cool. But then when it becomes like continuous, then no.
Right. Okay, then I think it has to be with individual differences.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, there are some people who can work under pressure, and then there are some people who cannot work under pressure at all.
Sure.
Like there are some people, some of us, we wait for like a day or two to examination, and then we study. We allow the stress to like so pile up on us, and then we study, and then we write the exams. But on a more serious note, this virtual learning and online studies is stress. I just don't want the government to come and say, okay, the university virtual. That is like double stress.
All
the internet connection alone is going to make it so stressful.
This is where we find ourselves.
Yeah.
I strongly believe people want to enjoy this program, but because of internet,
you know, you have to reconnect and then connect again. It's so stressful. Like, hi, Bob.
Okay. So we're still talking about stress here. So when we're talking about stress toughening you up, I was trying to look at some people like Job. You know Job in the Bible.
Yep.
When his issue became so severe and everyone was talking him down, why don't you deny your God? Why don't you?
Yes.
He became strong even the more.
Exactly.
And even Samson. When Samson was about dying, he said, God, give me the last part.
Yes.
So I think it depends on how you
take it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mostly when we say that we want to manage a situation, I have a problem with it. so let's stick to manage yourself. Yeah. All right. So you're talking about stress. What are your experiences? Okay, Priscilla, what is your experience? Wherever you're doing the watching, tell us your experience. Wherever you're doing the listening, tell us your experience. All right. Is there any other thing we can learn before we take some comments?
We can.
Sure.
We can talk about the signs of too much stress.
Okay.
You know, stress can be caused by either physical, like you can have physical stress or emotional symptoms of the stress. So physically, you can get constipation. Yeah, you can like diarrhea or constipation when you're stressed. Like it's me for you. Yeah. You just have to visit the washroom when you're stressed out. But then there are some people when they're stressed out, that's when they don't have to even visit the washroom. Okay. And when you're stressed out and you're trying to remember something, you realize that you forget. Okay. Because like you're too stressed, you can't even remember what we want to remember. And then you can have pains, body pains and all that because you are too stressed. Physically, you are not okay. And then you can also have headaches. I really get that when I'm stressed, like headaches. And then when you're stressed, you also lack the energy to focus on one particular thing, like what you're focusing on. You realize that because you are too stressed, you can't really focus on it. So you have to distress, like go back and then you come back and then you come and continue what you were doing. Okay. So tiredness, trouble sleeping. There are some people who are not able to sleep when they are stressed, and then there are some people who sleep too much when they are stressed. So it depends on the individual. Some may not sleep and then some may sleep too much. And then some may use alcohol and like when they are stressed out and drugs. And that is like you still go back and then come and meet the problem if you taking drugs or relax or so whatever it is, you still have to solve the issue that is making you stressed out so it doesn't lead to depression. Because depression can be defined as a feeling of being sad or unhappy, miserable. And depression, as we all know, or even if we don't, may lead to something very severe, which we may not like. Okay. Yes.
All right. Okay, so Priscilla is saying that exactly connecting to this program is stressful. Yeah.
We got you. Yeah, we got your back.
All right, so I think all these things today's topic is so practical. Everyone can relate to this.
Yes,
so practical. But the funny one is when you are stressed up, you get constipation.
Yeah.
You know, but I think the most common one is the diarrhea.
Diarrhea,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people, the moment you mention that thing, where's your washroom?
My mom.
Especially when you have to go for interviews.
Yeah.
I want to share this. Okay, after my national service, when I was doing national service, I told myself that any job opportunity I see, I'll apply to it. If the minimum requirement is even doctorate,
yes,
I'll apply to it. And I applied to one. The minimum was masters, and I don't know why they picked me. Okay, and at the interview, I think I was the third person or so. So when I entered, the lady looked at me. How old are you? And I mentioned it. And he said, what motivated you to come? And I said, the money. And then the woman started laughing. The woman said, per your CV, you don't meet the
qualifications.
And I said, per my CV, I don't, but per my brains, I do.
Great.
The woman said, please, find a place for this young man. Finish. Talk to him. And did you know what the woman said? I came here so stressed up. But just the 3 words you spoke
has brightened up.
Yeah, and up to date, I'm still in communication with her.
Very good.
She's now old, very old. But
so
I think sometimes when you are stressed up, it doesn't matter the level. You need some words to
emotionally or like physically.
Yeah.
You have to get enough. Stress is good when it motivates you, but then it becomes bad when it wears you out. So if you are you're kind of person you think you need stress to work out, and then after that the stress goes off, fine. Okay. But then when it wears you down and then you realize that it's not going to take you anywhere, that is when you know that stress ain't good for me.
All right, so Priscilla is saying that my stress is talking in public. That is group presentations, answering questions in class. I know the thing, but bringing it out really stresses me. Oh, Priscilla. Richmond, you cry. You like brothel too much. It is plenty. What is that? Demerits, then stress and good cry. Please, there's a positive side. You did not join early to hear. All right, so that is what Richmond is saying. He said with all these demerits, it means that stress is not good.
Anyway, probably not good for him. Like I said, there are some people who would be stressed out, and then it would probably help them out. Then there are some others that the stress would wear them out. So probably Richmond falls under the other one. Yeah. And with Priscilla's case, not being able to answer questions in class and all that, her stress, I think it has moved from acute to chronic.
Okay, but Priscilla, there's a good news. You can still do something about it.
Oh yeah, sure. There's like it's not an answer.
There's a way to answer question. by whispering into a friend's ear. so that when you get it wrong, it is your friend.
That means
Yeah, but when you get it right, the glory still goes to that person. So Priscilla, there's a way to do it, okay?
But Priscilla, with the way she's able to comment here, I think it's the same way you'd be able to ask a question in class.
So you hide under the table and
you answer the question. Yeah.
All right. Or we should rather look at doing video comments. And
Priscilla would pick up. with this comment, it shows she wouldn't pick up the video.
All right. So today we're talking about stress. Wherever you're doing the listening, wherever you're doing the watching, wherever you've joined us from, we're talking about stress, okay? We're telling you to relax, okay? We know that everything can kill, and stress is part of that. So manage your stress. No, if you can't manage the stress, manage yourself at least. Deal with it. We've mentioned acute stress, and we've mentioned chronic stress. And we've mentioned some of the things that will make you know that you are stressed up, okay? When you have some small headaches here and there, you have some unusual diarrhea or constipation, comes with some small sweat here and there, you shake and shiver, just like Priscilla will not feel comfortable answering that question, although she knows. But there should be a way around this. Can we discuss some of the things that we can do when we are stressed up?
Of course. Okay. But before that, I want to talk about the difference between depression and stress, because depression and stress seems to have similar symptoms. Okay. For instance, when you have problem with your memory, it can fall under depression. At the same time, it can fall under stress. Okay. So people find it difficult to figure out the thin line between the depression and then the stress. But then one thing is, depression is more serious than stress.
Okay.
And then it requires a different kind of help. When you are depressed, you need a therapist to really help you figure out the whole thing that you're going through. And then when you're depressed, usually depression, college students are more depressed than working class and all that. Because every semester or every semester or trimester, like, you are supposed to fulfill something. Yeah. Okay. So depression is treatable. But then everything is really treatable. It all depends on the individual and how well the individual is willing to work it out.
Okay. Okay, so it depends on you. If you look for the answer, you'll find it. So can we say that depression is the senior brother of stress?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's a senior everywhere.
Yes, there's a senior. And there's a junior everywhere. Somebody and
all right. So please kindly manage the situation before it moves from stress to depression. That means that we building on these steps. Okay, the first it was acute.
Yeah.
And we couldn't manage it. It moved to
chronic, and then now we end up feeling depressed, and then we feel like probably taking our own lives because we feel we are not worth it. We feel like we have to end it all because when you end it, or at least you don't know what is going to happen. But then in this world, you're so tired, you want to just.
All right, so that brings us to the difference between, I think, Peter and Judas.
Yeah, Judas. Yes, they both betray. Yeah, gotcha.
So, all right. So please don't be a Judas. Okay, be a Peter. when you some people, I think some people is because we are not able to forgive ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we move into stressful situations.
Yeah.
For example, you're trying to do something and you fail.
Mm-hmm.
You fail at it because you're looking for that perfection.
Mm-hmm.
You can't forgive yourself.
Yeah, that brings us to the ways to reduce stress. Okay. Because when you can't forgive yourself, you find it, failure is something, no matter how much you prepare mentally to overcome, it's never the same when you face that failure. It's always going to be difficult for you to just come back again. Yeah. You can always take the easy way out, go to the club or go to the bar, whatever it is, drink, and do whatever you want to do. But then the problem will still be there, and then you will still not be able to forgive yourself. So there are ways to look out for you to be able to at least forgive yourself, and one way is to make a plan.
Okay.
So you should really figure out what is really causing you to feel this stress. For instance, let's use Priscilla.
Okay.
What is really making her so stressed she can't answer the question? It could be her fear of not being able to of making a mistake in the class. It could be her fear that people would laugh at her when she makes a mistake.
Okay.
And all these fear is if. She's using the word if, manyage. So the if that she's looking at it in the negative light can be in a positive light. If she answers the question, it could be an insight to the lecturer. It could be an insight to her colleagues. But she's looking at the downside as the rate. That's why she's not making that whole thing. So she can actually find out or figure out what is really causing her to stress. And then she can write it down. You can list it down. If you like writing like me, you can just start listing down the things that you think causes you to stress. And you can brainstorm. And then as you brainstorming, you're trying to figure out the cause of the stress, and then you bring them all down. So after you bring all down, you make a plan. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to clear this off my table. So this is what is causing me to get stressed out. I'm clearing it off, and then I'm going to clear it, So this thing and then whole thing can, yeah. And then if you have a friend, a trusted friend or a family member at school, work, wherever it is, you can trust the person with your issue, and then you can probably make a plan together. Okay, if it's answering questions, I'll answer the question. You answered one, I answered one. Okay. You ask one, I ask one. Whatever it is, I've got your back. So you need at least one person to go with you with the whole planning thing, so that you rely on each other. If both of you find it to answer difficult to answer questions, then you both decide, okay, you answer this, I answer this. So it's more like together we fall, together we rise, that kind of thing. So you start, after certainly you realize that you start tackling the issues and then the causes of the stress. Okay. And then you get it out.
Okay. All right. So we were looking at how to handle the stress, okay? How to deal with it. If you also have anything, you can share with us in the comment section. All right, I've heard someone say that if you exercise, it helps you deal with stress. Is that?
Yeah, it's part taking care of your body is part of reducing stress.
Oh, okay.
For instance, let's say I sleep 4 hours every day. I'm not getting the correct hours of sleep. I think last week we talked about getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Yeah. So if I get the correct 7 to 9 hours of sleep and then exercise, realize that I'm able to release the whole thing. One thing is when you wake up early, if you're into meditation, when you wake up early and then you meditate, or when you exercise, you realize that you are releasing the hormones. Yeah. And then stress is all about releasing the hormones. So instead of you releasing the hormones while stressed out, you release those hormones while you exercise. You release those hormones whilst you meditate. Okay. So you realize that it helps you de-stress. Let's say I'm stressed out and then I start meditating. I'll start bringing all those things out. So if I take good care of my body, drink water, in shape, always trying to roll it out, and then not skipping breakfast, lunch, supper, I can't talk of it because I skip supper and then lunch myself. So yeah. But then if you take very good care of your body, then you realize that it helps you calm down a bit. Because sometimes you need enough or correct hours of sleep to be able to not to be able to de-stress the stress. Hey, both of them are making distress. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we are stressing her up. All right. So today we're talking about stress. How do you handle yours? How do you deal with yours? I think for me, when I begin to feel stressed up, what I do is to just be calm for a moment, sit quietly for a moment. I blank out.
Nice.
At that moment, if you're talking to me, I'll be looking at your face.
But you don't hear
anything. It's not like I'm not here. I've built a Trump wall between myself
and then the world.
So, and I do that for some few minutes, and then I switch on to music.
Wow. Yeah, music really helps.
Yeah.
Music really soothes the soul. Like, I love music.
So for me, that's one way. That's one way I try to handle mine. I don't know how you handle yours. If you're doing the watching, if you're doing the listening, share with us. Share yours with us. Okay, we want to hear from you. So Priscilla, how do you want to deal with yours? Richmond, you are seeing just the negatives. Richmond, so how you dealing with it? Share with us in the comment section. Still tell me about it with SK right here in the studios of Penny Radio and PenyGH. We're live on YouTube and we're live on Penny Radio.
Okay, so we can talk about getting the stress out as one of the ways to deal with stress. You know, you should remember to take a break or two, like what you do when you realize that you are stressed out. You just take a break, deep breath, and then you just come back to what you were doing.
Okay.
So that you do something relaxing, like what you said, music. So your method is actually getting the stress out using music to probably soothe the soul. I would probably listen to a music that relates to the kind of emotion I'm feeling at the moment. Okay. And usually they are Korean music, not Ghanaian music. So, yeah. So listening to music also helps. You know, some would like to listen to upbeat music. Others would like to listen to ballad or other genres of music. So, yeah. Okay. But do not suffer in silence. In our part of the world, you find it like people find it very difficult to express their emotions because of the way we are brought up. So when we are stressed, depressed, or we have any mental issue, we find it difficult to express ourselves. You know, when you are sick and then you are in the hospital and then you are supposed to see a doctor for a surgery or something, you can actually take a phone and tell your friend, okay, I'm at the hospital and then I have this kind of sickness and all that. But when you are mentally sick, you find it difficult to even tell your close friend or family that I'm sick. They ask you, why, like, how are you sick? Because they don't find anything physically wrong with you. Yeah. They don't realize that you're sick. So when you're stressed out, you don't.
For you, what about them?
Exactly. You know, and when you begin to hear it for like a very long time, you might actually get used to it, thinking, "Wankasa, what about them?" Making now. You're ain't crazy.
So for those who do not understand what about them, sorry, okay, it means that you're insane.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So sorry.
We're
not referring to you as you the person. Okay.
Yeah.
We referring to the word you. Okay. So so please pardon us for that language. All right. So is there more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you do not want to suffer in silence and then you think speaking to a friend would make, or you think your friend will make mockery of you, or your family member will make mockery of you, you can as well find someone, a therapist, or probably a community, an online community that is trusted for that, and then you just share your, you know, they don't, when it comes to online communities, they don't really know you personally, but then you get solutions to the kind of issues you are going through. So you can get that, or you can get an academic advisor. Okay. You know, my school, I know we don't really have that, but then you can speak to any lecturer in your school you think you're comfortable with, to which you can share your thoughts or whatever you are going through with a person. Because if you don't take these steps, you find it difficult to cope with life and all that because of the stress you're going through. But when you know a problem shared is half solved. So when you share with someone, you've brought it out of you, and then it's like it's out in the air. And I think these online communities, or wherever you share, we realize that you are not alone. You know, a lot of people go through that, but because we don't share, and then the topic is like, I don't know how to, it's a topic that you can't really talk about. You find out that it's difficult. There are some people who go through miscarriage and then they end up being stressed because they think it's something. But because society doesn't really talk about it, they don't even think majority of the mothers go through miscarriages before they sometimes give birth. Sure. But because it's not talked about, you would probably feel stressed and all that. Yeah. So until you speak to someone, you don't even know that someone has gone through that, and then all that. So speaking to someone or opening up really helps you out.
Okay. All right. So Priscilla is saying that, so my problem has been solved. Thanks, Dominic and SK. We'll put in the effort. And Richmond is also saying that when stressed, it's music. Okay, all right. So when he's stressed, he
He
tends to
listen music. Yeah. I
Okay.
think music is
there,
more from. I
yeah,
think
is there
music
any
is
other?
for most of it. Well, as we are ending, I think I would like to talk about we Ghana because it is estimated that 21.6 million people living in Ghana. About 21.6 million. We have like 650,000 people who are suffering from severe mental health issues, and then about 2 million plus people suffering from moderate to mild mental health issues, and they are not able to bring it out because our society is structured in a way that when you're suffering from mental health issues such as stress, depression, and all that, you find it difficult to really speak to someone. And as you're even speaking, you are really thinking of what a person is going to think of you, how it's going to be, and all that, you know. So I think as we are in this community, we should really find a way. I don't know how, as a community or as a country, we are going to do this, but I feel is mental health is an issue we should really look at. Because as we grow old and older, we are all turning to this online stuff. There's no interaction with one another, and it becomes difficult for us to keep social interactions and all that. And then the trust issues are kind of something, because at first in my neighborhood or where I used to live, someone brings food to this person and all that, but now because of different mindset, people thinking that you're going to poison them, and then whole witchcraft, trusting your neighbor has become quite difficult. And when you have trust issues, you find it difficult to share your problem, and as you don't share your problem, you keep it within yourself, and then you end up having emotional issues, which leads to stress, and then the stress leads to depression, and I realized that because of one particular thing which could have been solved easily, it has led to something like quite bigger. Yeah. So I just hope as a country we really work on our mental health issues.
Okay. I think our time is running out. But I have this. I also heard once that you can take some supplements. Is it true?
Exams.
You can take supplements if you in managing your stress.
Yes,
There are some supplements.
yeah, there are. If your stress if your stress has really gone up, if it's not an acute stress, and then if it's a chronic stress, and then you've been to a therapist or a doctor or a psychologist, they sometimes prescribe some supplements for you when they realize that yours is to that degree, because some people are so stressed they end up having insomnia. Because so stress itself starts as acute, and then you realize that it leads to something bigger. So we have to just take care of ourselves and our body, so our stress, which is supposed to be for like a normal stuff, doesn't lead to something having a big negative impact on our lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we're still here in the studios of Penny Radio and PenyGH. Today we're talking about stress. We're saying that relax, okay? Stress kills. And this is Tell Me About It with ACK. So do you have a final segment to end it all?
No.
All right.
It's just simple. We should all be good out there. We shouldn't stress ourselves that much. And then I feel like it's okay to relax. And then you shouldn't put that much pressure and stress on yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. I think that is what we keep on forgetting. We think making mistakes is like the end of the world, and then we end up stressing ourselves that much. If you make a mistake, it's okay. It's not like you're gonna die when you make the mistake. Definitely you may face some consequences because of the mistakes, but then you would end up learning from those mistakes, and then you look back at those mistakes and be like, wow, if not for this mistake I did 1 or 2, I wouldn't have been where I am today. So you never know, something negative today may end up being something positive for you tomorrow. So I feel like we should look at the positives of like everything and not focus on the negative, because the more we focus on the negative things, the more we end up getting stressed, and the more we end up getting stressed, the more we end up having to face mental health issues and stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you heard it all.
Yes, and then if you are depressed or you feel like you are going through something, and then you can't tell your parent, please get someone to speak to. You can be a therapist. You shouldn't look at the society's thing, because it's you are the one going through that. At the end of the day, when you die, excuse me to say, they'll cry about you, and then they'll replace you at your job. You'd be replaced like everywhere. So it's better to take care of yourself first. You first. Be individualistic at least once in a while before you become like a collective person in the society. Yeah, because you have to check out and look out for yourself, and that is very important.
Okay. All right. So please take good care of yourself. Take very good care of yourself before you waste yourself. Okay. We care so much about you. So please don't be replaced. Replace that stress now. Kill the stress before it kills you. So this is all we discussed here today. If you missed the beginning, the video will be on YouTube, and we also upload on Facebook for you, so you can play back. Because we realized that people were finding it difficult connecting and reconnecting. All right, so we want to say a very big thank you, and God bless you for staying tuned. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for doing the listening. For all those who did the watching and listening did not comment, we say thank you. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you, Richmond. All right, just trying to see if I have some comments on WhatsApp. All right, so you were doing the listening, Albert Aqua. Thank you. All right, so for all those who couldn't share your comments with us, we want to say a very big thank you. Here's where we will end it all. But if you have any questions, if you have any issues that you want us to talk about, if you have any topics you want us to discuss here on the show, kindly share with us, okay, in the comment section. You can as well share with us on WhatsApp, 0543-829571. All right, so do you have any final words before we sign out? Do you have any? I
think we can actually sign out, and then yes, you can share if you have anything you would like to share with us. Like Dominic said, you can find me on Facebook at ack.aqua. Yes, Instagram at acqua. Sorry, acogua. You can still find me at ack.aqua. Just on all social media, thank you. And then Twitter is aqua.has1, something like that. But then if you search out for ack.aqua, you'd find me on all social media handles, LinkedIn, sure, wherever it is. And if you have any issue, you think you can't really speak out to someone, you can just DM. I'm just a DM away. Yeah. Or you can just comment on any of my blog at adec101.com. You can find me there as well. I'm just everywhere. So the ADEC, can you spell for us? Oh yeah, ADEC, ADEK101.com. Okay. ADEK101.com. Yeah. All right. So I think we need a link back on of this website, of this blog on our website. So please, Alex, we need to deal with this, okay? We need a link to ADEC 101 on PenyGH.com. All right. So you heard it all. This has been Tell Me About It with ACK right here on Penny Radio and PenyGH. As I told you early on, we officially Penny Media. We're now in the books of Ghana. Okay. So we officially Penny Media, and you know our partners, ADEC101.com. All right. So let's meet again next week. Same time, it's 6 p.m. Tell Me About It with ACK. The video will still be on YouTube, PenyGH.com. You can as well find it on Facebook, PenyGH, okay? Alright, so let's meet same time next week. It is a bye for now. Thank you. God bless you for your comments and staying with us. Richmond, Priscilla,
For all those who did the listening and watching without commenting, okay, this is where we leave it all. Okay, thank you and God bless you. I don't know where Anthony is running to, but I've seen you sent a comment. You are on a horse. We've closed. You can do the watching on YouTube. It is a bye for now. Please don't be stressed up. Kill the stress before it kills you. Let's meet same time next week. It is a bye for now. God bless you.